What's up, YouTube? It's Ask the Young One with CreateHigherVibrations.com. Today I just had a quick upload, and I wanted to put a message out and talk a little bit to the people that are still sitting on the fence of things. And I want to express to, really grasp what sitting on the fence means to you and where things have led into life. And I wanted to share the message to live your life now. Live your life in this moment. Live your life in the presence, and truly embrace that. And a lot of people I find that I talk to tend to be waiting, and they're waiting on something. And it's really gets it's almost like they're waiting on the denial to go away in order to embrace this moment, this now, in order to live a life that is truly in their heart. A lot of times when we're raised through belief systems and programming of other people, and then we begin to realize that we've been living someone else's life our whole life, and that awakening within us, we begin to connect deeper into our own creativity, into our own dreams, into our own stories. And we tend to a lot of times fall backwards into the old beliefs, or the old programming, or the denial, or the self-doubt, or the not believing in ourselves enough to follow our own paths, to truly fall in love with the process, rather than instead constantly seeking the destination, when in reality it is the falling in love with the process that we kind of have to get off the fence on, and realize that we only have right now. We only have this moment right now to live our lives and to create the life that we want to create. This even for myself took a really long time to accept, because I kept telling myself, well, when this happens, I'll do this, or when this happens, I'll do that. The problem with that is we can't keep putting our own life in the now off and living in that future or living in that past. And instead, we can embrace the now and start, or rather stop waiting to live. A lot of people will say, well, I realized I want to travel, but yet I have a home and I need to pay this house off, so maybe when I retire I can travel, rather than thinking about living now. Maybe it's not meant to do what you're doing for this house, or maybe it's not meant, maybe that's not your path. It's when you're in resistance to what you're truly wanting, to stay in a resistant situation, the two will keep you from following your path, and it will keep you from being in the now and in the presence of truly what you are here to do. My thing is a lot of people say, well, I want to tell my story, and I want to write a song, I want to do this, and I want to do that, but yet they're already in the future, they're already in the past, and they're not in the right now, and they're finding denial in why they are not acting on connecting to these things, to live their best moments, to live their best selves, to create the life that they want, after realizing how much of their life has been spent based off of what everybody else has wanted for them. It's very deep, and it takes a lot of good self-reflection, and there is no greater beauty than realizing the control, the power that is within you to live out the vision that you can create for yourself. This isn't necessarily about toxic relationships, but toxic relationships can lead to this awakening, can lead to seeing that right now is all I have, not 10 years from now, not 30 years from now, not when the money shows up for me to do it, but right now is when I can live. Right now I can do these things. Right now I can just allow the process to flow, and I can fall in love with that process, because we truly don't know the destination. And when we create expectations of a destination, we're already going back into resistance of what we expect that to be. And it can slow things down. So I wanted to share this message. And one of the reasons why it's so important to me is I've realized in sharing my own messages and sharing my own journey and going into my journey and meeting the people that I've met and being able to truly process and embrace the journey, which is not always easy. We're gonna run into challenges, but that is when we accept the challenges and really look at what life is showing us. What is life showing me in this situation? What can I do to make this situation better, or to create change so that it is not a dark, negative, downward spiral of things? And it's so it means a lot to me to share these things from my heart, in hopes that it helps someone else realize that it is so beautiful to live right now. And one reason, and one of the things that is always in my mind, and especially when it comes to living right now and realizing all the creativity that is within me may not match living someone else's life. And that's why this creativity has always been suppressed, and it's beginning to blossom, it's beginning to come out. And we all have this. Every human has a valuable creativity within them, that functioning from that authentic self, from the now, will create what their true path is in this world. And my thing is, and I wanted to share because it's so important, especially when you talk to older people and you listen to, and you actively listen to things that older people will say, and there's a lot of regret in their lives. There's a lot of regret that they didn't live in the now, that they were too focused on everything outside of themselves to create a life that someone has taught them to try to create, etc. But the main point of this is, one day we are going to expire. One day we may not be here to get that opportunity to live our passion, or to live our dreams, or to travel to whatever destination you want to go to, or to do whatever. You may not get that. That's why it's so important to live in the now, rather than allowing it to be put off and put off and put off, to the point where you've really just never lived at all. And you get to that point where we're done, like we're gone. Of course we're infinite beings, but once we leave this physical body and this physical change, we won't be able to get that time back to create and live our best lives and live our best journeys and do exactly and experience as much as we want to experience on this journey. So I wanted to share that because it's very deep. It's very, when you really look and self-reflect and realize that you don't really know if you only got till tomorrow, or if you got another 30 years or 50 years or 60 years, whatever it is for you. We don't know when that time is up. So that's why it's so important to truly fall in love with your journey and really live each day following your heart and doing exactly what you want to do in this path and whatever this journey is for you. And so I wanted to share that just to be able to talk with you about this. My biggest thing is, don't, again, when you spend time with people that never shared their story, that never sang to their song, it's, and then they're, they living in that complete regret. And the thing is, we don't leave that behind, because that is your legacy. Living your path purely and solely as your best self will bring so much change and value to humanity, to the people around you, to the people in your life. When people see you following your path and doing exactly what you love to do and doing it your way, that teaches or clicks for them or gets them to realize the power within them to do the same things and to live out the most abundant clearness and clarity of why they are here on this earth. And I hope this lands for some people, and I hope this message is very positive for some people and really brings some self-reflection to things. But I wanted to share that, because it's on my heart, and that it is a part of my daily process. Each day, no matter what is happening in my life, I want to express the gratitude and appreciation for life and for this journey, and know that I am living it the best possible way that I can through what I'm here to do. So I wanted to share that again and just put that out there. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and follow your heart. Stop sitting on the fence of life. Whatever you want to go do, whatever's in your heart to go do it. Don't wait, because you don't know. It doesn't matter how old you are. You don't know when that time is going to be up. And for me, that's highly important to realize and to understand, and to allow us to follow that best self, that best journey. So with that, I will jump off here, and I will talk to you on the next video. I hope this lands for some people. Namaste.